what we're gonna do is we're gonna be cutting out letters, and we're gonna make all of our letters the same size, and they're all gonna be regular and everything. And we have these great books that are just have pages in them. They're all the same size. So if you open it up to about the middle, and if you very carefully kind of just tear the pages out, what you will end up with is these pages that are all the same size. And then it'll make all of our letters the same size. So that's one of the most important things to do when you're working with this. And then you can keep this little folder to put your stuff in so that you know what you're doing. All right, we are gonna start off with an A. And the way that we're gonna do some of this is, there's a couple of questions you have to ask yourself. The first one is it symmetrical? Can anybody tell me what symmetrical means?
Even on both sides.
Even on both sides. If there's a line down the center of it, it's gonna look the same on both sides. Is an A symmetrical? So we're looking at this and we're thinking about this in our heads, and yeah, an A is symmetrical, right? There's lines of symmetry, and there's either a vertical line of symmetry, which vertical goes up and down,
Horizontal.
or a horizontal line of symmetry, which horizontal goes side to side. So an A is symmetrical, which way? Vertically or horizontally?
Horizontal. Vertical. Yeah.
Vertically, right?
You're gonna have to sit here.
So we're gonna fold our paper vertically,
And listen to what she's saying.
all right? And then we're gonna think about the shape that, now if we take that A inside of our head and we fold it in half, what kind of shapes do I have to subtract from this rectangle in order to get it what it needs to be? So what's one of the first shapes I wanna do? I wanna make a triangle, because an A is a triangle, basically. Then we're going to talk about two other vocabulary words, internal and external, or interior and exterior, right? An interior is on the inside, and the exterior is on the outside. So if we set our exterior edge, or the outside edge, we're going to subtract a triangle from this rectangle. And I'm going to open it up and I'm going to check it out. Did I get about the shape of an A? Yep, I'm good with this, right? So now I have set my exterior edge and I know what I need to do. The next thing I need to do is I need to remove some shapes from the interior of this, right? For the exteriors, I'm gonna cut on the open edge, and for the interiors, I'm gonna cut on the fold, and the fold will take that out. So what kind of a shape do I need to
Ms. Mack,
subtract
can
from
you
the
please
bottom?
report, call the main office? Ms. Mack, please call the main office.
No,
From the bottom shape, can anybody remember from geometry what that shape is called? It is a trapezoid. So I'm gonna stay parallel to my exterior edge, and what does parallel mean?
Two lines that's
don't touch.
That never meet each other, no matter how far they go on, parallel is like that. So did I get my trapezoid out of there?
Yeah.
And you notice I'm opening this up every time I make a cut, just to check where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
Am I parallel?
Yes.
I am. So, hey, I'm good.
Can I ask one question? You know, that was like a pretty A.
It is going to be a pretty A. You are absolutely correct. Then the next shape, and that little shape up at the top, is another triangle that I'm gonna cut out. I'm gonna make sure everything is parallel. I wanna make sure that this line and this line look like they kind of meet up. So it all goes out. And when I open this up, I have a perfect little A, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, yours may not look like that, okay? But if it doesn't, one of the things that you have to do is, if you make a mistake, you have to sit there and go, okay, how did I screw that up? All right? And then we have to adjust those things. You can cut out as many A's as you need to cut out. As a matter of fact, if you get it right on the first one, it will be amazing to me. But one of the things that we need to learn about is make a mistake, figure out how we made a mistake, and fix that mistake. You all are way too used to just getting it done the first time. And if you don't get it done the first time, it's like, oh, well, I'm done. You have an ample opportunity to practice this skill. What I'd like is this is the part where you're gonna start, and you're gonna start taking and posting too. I wanna see your screwed up A's, okay? You're being graded on progress, or growth is what they're calling it. So I am being graded on your growth. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna show, you know what, if I got a jacked up A, I just need to figure out how I jacked up my A, right? So I'm gonna do a jacked up A. How's that sound? So, and we just have to figure out what it is we need to do in order to fix this. and this is hard for me to do it wrong. Because I've done it right so many times. What is wrong with this A?
She's not the same.
The trapezoid lines.
There's no trapezoid at the bottom. Good use of the vocabulary. What other things are wrong with this?
The lines not parallel.
The lines are not parallel. So we're recognizing what things are wrong with this. Now, is this just so far gone that I can't do anything with it?
No.
It's not, right? So I can say, okay, I didn't cut off too much. I cut off too little. So if I fold this back up, I can be like, okay, what I needed to do was come from this top, and I probably wanted to go down to my corner, right? And that should have been the first move I made. So when I did that and I opened it, and I didn't open it back up and check it every time either, did I? So I'm looking at this right now, and it's getting better, right? So I'm like, okay. But, and two, I'd also like, if you noticed in this one, all of the widths on this, it was consistent, right? So I want to try and work on my consistency, and I want to work on being parallel. So if I fold this back up and be like, okay, this one wasn't exactly parallel. This middle horizontal element was not a consistent thickness, and I was not parallel. So if I go back here and I'm like, okay, that's where I screwed up. Now, it may be that I got to start over, which is not a bad thing, because when I tell you I have 1 million of these little books, you can have as much paper as you want. It's better. It's still not great. You see what I'm saying? So I probably want to try again and do another one. That's all I'm asking. So you have as much time to practice this skill as you need. Grab a book. There's scissors right behind you, and you all can take your time and do what you want. But like I said, save them. Know which ones you did first, which ones you did second, which ones you did third, and we're going to line up like 5 or 6 of them today and show me what you've got. Okay? Sweet. Thank you.